So I'm going to mix a couple of blushes. I absolutely love the colour of your top today. A little bit on the nose and a bit down the chin. So I'm adding a gold cream all over the eye to bring out those natural golden tones in the skin and the hair. And rather than going all over the eye, I'm just focusing on the outside for a bit of definition. Just dusting that little bit of brown under the eyes, just a tiny bit on the outside. I'm not going to overdo it with the moisturiser, but a little bit of primer is really good just to tone down any kind of shine. I feel like primer also is like very similar to a moisturiser, so it will still condition if you've got the right primer. It will condition as well like a moisturiser would. So this is a little bit of both, and this is just basically prepping the skin before all the makeup goes on. So we've got the perfect base. And it's really important to do this because everything else that goes on after this determines how it's going to look. When do you like to normally do your skincare? In the evening, morning?
I prefer evening.
I think evening's a great time to do it. You've got more time, you can let it sink in, go to sleep.
Yeah, it feels more like a proper self-care ritual in the evenings.
That's it. So for a very natural day look, or going to work look, it's nice to still prep the eye with a base. It can be a very neutral base, or it can be something with a bit of colour in, but something that keeps the makeup on, because if you've got a long day at work, you still want something there, so then halfway through the day you don't have to reapply or kind of add more on. So this is like a 24-hour cream. And I'm taking that straight up to the brow as well because it's translucent, so you can pop that everywhere. So I'm adding a gold cream all over the eye to bring out those natural golden tones in the skin and the hair.
I
Yeah, and I love gold too. I think on the eye it's so complimentary. And I think even if you're, going to work or you're going out for the day, I think as long as you're blending these colours in, they can look really, really subtle. It's all about how you apply them. If you like buff them in, they'll kind of look a lot softer. Just gonna do a little bit under the eyebrow, just enhance the shape. And this is a little bit of the concealer. What's your favourite textures on the eyes? Like shimmers, mattes?
I do like shimmers. I like I have a roll on like a shimmer, and I often use it under my eyes a bit just to make them like pop a bit more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's so nice because it's so quick. Just like rolling it on.
It's like those roll-on crayons that you draw on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
But yeah, I love a bit of like sparkle.
Yeah, for daytime it's lovely. It's very soft.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to come back to the eyes with a bit of smoke, but I'm going to go on to the skin. As this is like a natural look, we want to enhance the skin, pay a bit more attention to the skin because we really want it to look super natural and we don't want to see all the makeup there. We want it to look like a daytime look. So this foundation has a little bit of a yellow undertone to it, and this really helps to reduce the colour of the skin and the redness. It neutralises that out, so it all looks like a one colour look.
So good. Yeah, I've got a bit of redness today and like my acne spots, like scars. I always struggle to cover them up.
Yeah, you can see that you don't need much. So this tiny little bit is just covering up all the skin. I think the instant, like when you've got any blemishes or anything, it kind of makes you want to cover up with a lot of a lot of coverage, a lot of foundation, but actually you just need the tiniest amount.
Yeah, it feels really nice going on. Like it doesn't feel like there's anything there, but in like a really good way.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's how it should feel. And with the brush, I think that's the main aim as well. With the very fluffy brush, it kind of goes on a really, really soft. So it's really important to take it down the neck. So the neck is always a little bit lighter.
Was that because I guess of like sun exposure? The face is darker maybe?
Yeah, so the face is always exposed to the sun as it's the highest part of the body, so you kind of always get the sun giving more tan on the face, and the neck is always hidden, so the face is always the one that gets it. The neck is always lighter because it gets no sun at all. And we do need to add a little bit of powder after this just to set it, keep it all on, keep it matte as well. As you're lucky enough to have combination skin, your face will be lovely and glowy by the end of the day anyway. Lovely. I could keep going, but we're going to stop there. I find it just as relaxing doing this. It's like painting.
It's so relaxing, the feeling as well.
Yeah. Beautiful. Lovely. So we're going to go for slightly more matte shades just to keep it on. It's very much like powder, but slightly lighter to hold everything on, to neutralise it. Because we want it with a glow, but we don't want it too shiny, because it is daytime after all, and our work occasions. So we want it to be very, very subtle. Just a bit like contouring the eyes. So these are neutral browny colours. And rather than going all over the eye, I'm just focusing on the outside for a bit of definition. just one more dust over with that neutral again all over the lid. If you don't have all these colours, you can actually use this part with your powder. So you don't need to have lots of products in your makeup bag. You can literally use a matte powder or your setting powder to create this blend. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to use, instead of a black, I'm going to use a brown. So this is going to be at the root of the lash. So same sort of concept as like a black eyeliner, but it's going to be more of a brown.
I love it.
And you can do...
Do I shower?
Yes, please. That would be great. You can do this with a pencil as well, for if you want to be like really quick, you can do this with a pencil and just smudge it into the waterline. If you want to use eyeshadows as your liner, they just need to be matte and slightly more creamy, so they've got a little bit more definition. I don't know if you've ever tried when you put an eyeshadow on the eyes, they disappear and they go invisible. These ones are slightly more denser, which works really well.
Other than the Hollywood glam, do you have like any sort of favourite looks?
I think maybe other than Hollywood glam, I'd say the Bridal. At the moment, Bridal is my kind of favourite look. I find it, you know, it's one of those looks that is slightly more challenging, because although it looks supernatural, it's very intentional, and everything's very kind of detailed. So even, you know, the cut crease is kind of made to look like it's not there, and the contour is made to look like it's not there. It's a little bit of a kind of put on, dust off scenario. But I love that. I think it's really rewarding seeing the brides made up and looking their natural selves, but just looking their absolute best. I think that's beautiful to see.
Does it take quite a long time compared to other makeup looks then?
It definitely takes a long time. I probably wouldn't say it takes much longer than a natural, probably a glam, like a super glam look. It doesn't take much longer than that. But it also, yeah, I think it takes about the same amount of time, just maybe about 20 minutes longer. And it also depends if you've got a trial booked in as well. That can determine how quickly.
I guess, yeah, they want to try it before the day and then test out the skin colour and stuff.
Yeah. That's it. And I always find pictures of that look really help, because you can see what they look like, but then actually having a picture of what they want to look like is really helpful, because you want to make them look like their best version. If you look up to the ceiling for me, that's it. But sometimes to see, you know, a picture of their desired look is easier than like a picture of themselves, for example. Just dusting that little bit of brown under the eyes, just a tiny bit on the outside. Yeah, gorgeous. Actually, that really suits you, that bit. Just opens up the eye a bit more.
It's honestly so much fun getting to try all these looks though. Like, especially like the previous one, like trying things I've never, like I don't think I get the chance to look like that otherwise, and then you almost can see yourself in so many new ways.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's like those apps when you put a filter on and you're completely changed.
Literally.
That's it, and there is so many different looks, and you would never really know what to do unless you kind of try them out and see how you could look.
Definitely. I think we all have like assumptions about what suits us and what doesn't, and sometimes just just trying anything and then actually being like swallowing down those assumptions because it was like, actually this one suited me better than the one I thought did suit me, or something like that.
That's it. And there's always like an evening and a daytime, which I think that's the biggest kind of struggle people have, is converting it from like day to night, but still looking just as nice. Beautiful. So I'm going to a tiny bit of blusher. We're going to put a little bit of bronzer as well, just to frame the face. You can always skip this stage if you're somebody who just likes like a rosy flush. You can always go in straight with the blusher if you wanted to. This is just mattifying the outside, which I really like as well. Lovely. So I'm going to mix a couple of blushes. I absolutely love the colour of your top today.
Thank you.
So we're going to match that with your cheeks with a little bit of a pinky, paley pink. Yeah, it's a nice shimmer as a powder. This you can actually wear on its own, as a powder, but it's very nice on the cheeks because it's very soft. The reason I do powder right at the end is sometimes you won't actually need it, because once you've put all your blusher on, your bronzer, and it's all powder based, you kind of can skip a lot of the areas that you might normally powder. A little bit on the nose and a bit down the chin. So for this look, I haven't gone underneath the chin with anything dark because I want it to be like you haven't got anything on. So this is just going in with your natural undertones. It's like beautiful. You can see it kind of reflecting from your kind of skin tone from your top. It looks lovely.
Thank you.
So I'm using this highlight, really gorgeous peachy highlight, just in all the highlighted areas. So you really could leave the brows actually, because they're already so lovely and full. They've got definition. I'm gonna just go through just once to remove any kind of powdery chalkiness. Beautiful. And then once over with a more kind of dirty brown, blonde eyebrow brush. So this actually just tints the brows, makes them look a little bit more fuller and keeps them standing up straight. This is lovely products because they also help over time to soften the brows, so after a while they kind of look like that all the time. If you look down to the floor, that's it. You've naturally got amazing eyelashes, so I'm bringing those out as they're naturally there already. Don't have to do too much to those. you, but I could like do about 10 coats of lashes.
It's quite addictive, isn't it?
It is. And then if you look straight ahead for me, that's it. Don't do what I just did and be all clumsy and fill it underneath.
I do that all the time when I do the bottom lashes.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah, I can really imagine people being ticklish on this bit.
It's unnatural, isn't it? Someone kind of tickling your bottom lashes.
Maybe a little bit.
I feel like they've even grown longer since
Really?
last time I've seen. Yeah. They seem like it's even bigger. I didn't think they could get bigger.
Aw.
Beautiful. I'm gonna sharpen this one. Probably heard of Saw. Saw is a lip liner that's very popular, and it's just that gorgeous classic daytime lip liner lipstick. Kind of looks like the perfect pink.
Is that from MAC?
But that's from MAC, yes. Have it open a little bit. That's it. Beautiful. So I've kind of gone over the lip liner, but that's okay, because the lip liner is always there to keep it on as well, so it's still playing a part in holding it on and stop it bleeding from the outside. But they're so beautiful. I love peaches on you. I think I found a new favourite colour. powder. So this is really important to be translucent, matte and nice and smooth looking. So I'm popping it everywhere I see just any shine coming through. So it's actually mainly, because you've got combination, it's mainly just the T-zone, so just forehead, nose and chin really. All the cheeks are lovely already. So if you kind of feel like you could lift it a little bit more, like on the cheeks here, so I've powdered it down, but I'm like, oh, I just want to see a little bit less powder there. This is just get your fixing spray. You know, you can get Charlotte Tilbury, there's so many different fixing sprays, and just spray that on the cheeks, it'll kind of bring it to life again. Okay, that's it. That's it, perfect. And then you can just rebuff and lift that back off again like that. Perfect. Beautiful. Let me give you a mirror so you can see.
Thank you. That's so cute. I feel so pampered and pretty already. This experience already.
Oh, good. But you can have more of anything you like, or less of anything.
Oh wow! Oh, you're right about the lips match. Like it kind of like goes seamlessly with the top I'm
Monotone.
wearing.
Yeah, when you kind of match it all up, everything ties in and looking a bit more natural.
Yeah. Oh, I love the browns on the eyes, but it's like not so mute that it's like it wouldn't almost be worth wearing the makeup sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like enough there that it's still like someone will look and be like, oh,
you look pretty.
You look nice. Yeah. They'll be like, oh, what have you done with your eyes?
Yeah.
But it's not like full on.
Full on, I know.
love it. It's like the perfect balance.
Oh, I'm so glad.